I recommend you have a little prop to sit on here. So for me, I'm going to sit on a little cushion, just like so, and take just a moment. So what this cushion does is provide a little release to my hips so that I can sit a little bit taller, right? So when my hips release, my spine can lengthen out just a hair. So bring your hands here to your hips for a moment and just breathe. Take a couple breaths. Check in. How's your body? How you feeling? What was your day like? What do you want to shake off? And let's bring your hands, if you'd like, to your low abdomen. With your eyes closed, take a few big breaths, allowing the breath to travel deep, nice and low. And then as you exhale, feel the top of your head reach a little bit taller up towards the sky. And you'll inhale, let your ribs widen out. And then exhale, feel yourself sit a little taller. Very nice. Let's do that one more time. Big breath. Good. And sitting tall. So the first thing we'll do is take opposite hand to elbow for a moment. And I just want you to raise your arms just like, you know, the genie. Just a few times. So the arms can float at the front of the ribs, and then you're just going to pick them up. And I want you to watch in your mind what's happening with your scapula as your arms lift. You want to feel the scapula pull down, your chest open. Good. The collarbones are going to just even move back a little bit to make room for that movement in your arms. And now from here, lightly begin moving your arms across your body. So you're putting a little pull, a little stretch. Good. You can focus on keeping your torso stable as you begin to just stretch out your shoulders here for just a moment. Very nice. So now let's go ahead, pause with your arms connected. See about letting the arms now float all the way down. And then don't feel like you got to take them over your head, but just see, can your arms go over your head? Good. So you're just checking in with a little shoulder mobility to get us going. Good. And your chest opens and shoulder blades are pulling together. The main things, you want to feel the top of the head stay lifting, and you want to feel a big stretch in your armpits as the arms come up. Good. So now I want you to pause here with the arms overhead, and you can lightly begin to move your ribs to the right, to the left. Now, if your arms are saying, no way, no how, let them relax or let your fingertips come to your shoulders, and that's also okay. Good. So being uncomfortable isn't really going to help, but finding the place where you can move comfortably, that's what we're interested in. All right, so after taking these few little reaches of your ribs side to side, let's go ahead and slide the hands back behind the head. You can cup the base of your skull here with your hands, open your chest, and then exhale round, let the top of your head stretch over. So you'll inhale, lift, open your chest, and then exhale, let the top of the head float down. Inhale, sitting up once again, and exhale, coming right back down. So the weight of your hands is letting gravity kind of stretch your neck a little bit more. So it's a passive little stretch as the head comes down. Good. You can make it more effective by kind of keeping the shoulders and the upper back anchored. Just let the head come down. All right, so now slide one hand. This is my right hand going to my left ear. We'll do both sides, so go the way that it's going to be easiest for you, either mirroring me or... Now that opposite hand that was resting on your thigh, walk the fingertips out until you feel a deeper stretch there in the trapezius. Good. Try to keep your shoulders even as you go. Good. Let's exhale, release that, switch hands. So opposite hand coming down now. And you'll take your fingertips here to the opposite ear. Reach the neck away. Good. So again, the weight of the arm is just offering a little passive stretch. And then the walking of your fingertips out is going to deepen that stretch. Good, 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 good. Let's exhale and release. And now move your thoracic spine. That's the middle part of your spine. Move it forward, move the chest forward. And then exhale, round the back. So you can take this a few times, letting your head and tail reach together behind you. And then exhale, they round underneath you. Let's try that a couple more. Inhale. And then exhale, letting the head come down. Inhale, sitting all the way up. Good. Now exhale, find yourself in a nice long neutral position, not tucked and not arched. And let's take your two arms out. Roll one thumb down, down, down. Roll the other thumb back. And then we're going to exhale and change. So use your breath to create this rotation, ringing across your shoulder joint. Good. One arm moving, curling under, opposite arm reaching back. Good. And you can let your head go toward your upturned palm. And again, this is just going to allow you to stretch your neck. Good. Good. And then let's pause with your arms out. With the arms out, try lifting and lowering your scapula just a few times. Good. Just the weight of the arms and gravity. Putting a little energy there in the arms. All right, so then from here, we're gonna take opposite hand to knee. This is my left hand. You go the way that makes sense to you. And we'll switch. So it may be knee, maybe it's thigh, depending on the prop you're sitting on. You're just twisting across the body. And we'll check in with your neck as you twist. Up, down, lado y lado. Very nice. Good. And then we're going to inhale, sit all the way up, finding that big, long stretch through the arms once again. And then we switch sides. Good. And again, checking in with your neck, the weight of the head. Very, very, very nice. All right. So now we'll inhale, bring your two arms back out, and then let's unfold your legs. So let your feet come in front of your sits bones. So if sitting on the floor or your prop isn't enough, sit in a chair and do this next sequence, right? Just make sure you can lengthen your back. So we're gonna inhale, take the arms up. Good. And then exhale, let the sternum reach forward, let the arms float back. We'll go through nice wide, good. Inhale, the arms floating up. And then exhale, reaching the arms back behind you, feeling the long spinal extensors. Good. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale, floating right back down. And also your tricep muscles back here, holding up the arms. Good. So you'll inhale, sit it up. And exhale, reach it back once again. So let's hold back here for a moment. Soften the elbows. Lightly float the arms in the shoulder sockets. Lightly float the arms the other way. Keeping the chest open. If your arms fatigue, let them rest. That's okay. Let the arms now move wide into a little T shape. They might be feeling tired now. A few little circles here and then the other way. Good. Let's inhale, sit up. And now I want you to take same elbow to knee. So we're going to float just a few times. So what you may feel is as you come down, the opposite armpit stretches. And that's good. You might feel a little movement here, kind of initiating in your rib cage. Good. So let's pause on one side. This is my right side. I'm going to push my arm and my leg together and let that open my chest. Good. Give that a couple of breaths. And again, in a chair, on the floor, on a little poof, on a meditation cushion, whatever you've got. Inhale. And let's exhale, try that on the other side. So I'm gonna push my arm into my thigh and use that as an anchor to open my chest. Good, a few big breaths. Let's inhale, sit up for a moment, and then exhale, bring your palms under your shoulders. Now I'm gonna extend my right leg out, let my left leg come in closer to me. So you again may wanna mirror me, just do what works better for your brain, or you might wanna go same side. All right, so from here, let's inhale, sweep the arms forward, and then reach your spine all the way forward. So the spine comes toward your two thighs pretty evenly here. Exhale, we reach. Good. And then right back to a seated position. Exhale, you reach. This is a hinge from the hips, right? So your spine is reaching away from the hips as you come forward. Good. So now whatever leg you have bent, put that hand down and sweep the opposite arm behind you. Because same stretch, but one leg is now extended. Good. Open your chest. Don't force anything. Don't make this twist any bigger than feels really right to your shoulders. Let's exhale. Take the hand of the extended leg to the floor, and then exhale, reach up towards your bent one. Okay, so you want to think about how much lift you can take. So the hip staying anchored, your spine moving forward. Good, and now we'll inhale, sit all the way up. Once again, the bent knee is now gonna fold over, and then I'm gonna exhale and float forward. Let your fingertips come to the floor. You can let your head melt. And then exhale, extend all the way up. So we'll let our heads come down, kind of creating a round in the back. So this is almost like it's like cat-cow, but in a seated yoga pose. Okay, let's try that one more time. Good. And from here, hold your spine stretched, extended forward. From here, lift the two arms, sweep them back underneath you. Exhale, sitting up, pulling that knee in. Let's just switch the position of your two legs. So you'll notice I don't use my hands to move my legs in and out. I'm a firm believer in not doing that. And I don't have to lecture everybody on why, but it's really important as much as you can to, especially in seated poses, let your legs do the work. All right, so exhale, move your sternum forward. And feel again your back muscles traveling right there with your torso. Floating over the leg. Good, and then right back to a tall spine, top of the head, coming up. Good, let's try that just one more time. Excellent, and then let's put our fingertips down for just a moment. Good, and then the hand of the bent leg, you're gonna reach that hand back, twist towards the thigh. It's helpful to check in with your neck and keep a little bit of movement there. Why not? Good, and we'll exhale, release, allow that arm to come down. Opposite side, lift, open your chest. Good, not forcing, but really finding this movement first through your rib cage. Good, let's exhale, bring that arm back down. And now from here, let the knee fold out to the side. And then I want you to try another little cat-cow. So anchored on your sits bones, anchored through your hips, move the spine forward and back. So you round and then reach forward. So movement from the center, name of the game here. Try that just one more time. And then you can pause Lift the arms up, feeling that connection into the core. Exhale, hands to the hips. And now you're going to pull that opposite leg back and let the two knees open out. Good. So use your arms just to hold the weight of the torso. Get comfortable. Good. And now with your legs in this externally rotated position, take a few moments to move your ribs once again side to side. Good. Move the ribs forward and back. Move now the hands back behind the head. And exhale, let the head rest for a couple of breaths in your hands. Good. So right leg is going to extend out to the side. And I want you to now reach a little bit more through the ribs. And you can take this over to one side, over to the opposite side. Just a little stretch, mobility through the hips and the ribs. The weight, the hands here can sort of support the movement of your head in addition to open the chest and stretch the armpits. So take this a couple of times. And then when it's feeling good, go ahead, same side. Rest that hand on the floor. Take the opposite arm up. Your gaze can move towards that hand. And then right back down. Good. And then from here, reaching through the backhand, bring yourself back up. Nice and tall. Twist towards for a moment your extended leg. And then reach that hand down on the floor. So now your back is moving forward. As you move a little closer to that leg, really lead with the chest and sternum. Good. And then from here, exhale, release. You'll take that twist the other way. This is now going to focus a little bit more on stretching the inner thigh. This is a good prep for like a pigeon pose. Good. Well, exhale, sit that up, two arms out. Stretch the extended leg back in, and now you'll reach the opposite leg out. Move the hands to the hips for a moment, and then your ribs side to side. Very nice. So the hips, the bottom leg, the legs are anchored, and you're just reaching. Good. Now let the rib cage move a little bit forward and a little bit back, a little forward, a little back. Good. Feel that place now where you're nice and tall and you can begin to extend towards one leg and then reach away. So you'll extend towards one leg and reach away. Through the arms extending, just a little lateral movement. Good. And then sitting tall, we're going to exhale, twist towards the extended leg. Good. The hand could rest on the leg or off. And then we'll exhale, sit it up, and then twist towards the bent leg. Little pigeon prep. Opening the thigh bone, reaching it out. Good. Let's inhale, sit up. Bring your two hands for a moment under your shoulders. And now you're going to let the opposite leg extend. And again, let the legs do the lifting. Perhaps bending a knee, straightening a knee. Bending a knee, straightening a knee. Getting in touch with the back of the legs. Good. Hold the knees bent or slightly bent for a moment. And then point and flex your feet. Just letting the ankles stretch out. Good. So then from here, let the legs get long one more time. Inhale, the arms come up. Move the hands once again behind the head. Open, lift the chest so the head goes back and the armpit stretches. Good, and then we'll inhale, extend the arms, reach towards one leg. Exhale, lifting back up, reach towards the opposite leg. Good, see if you can use your oblique muscles to lift your torso. Now twist towards one leg. Exhale, coming down slowly. Low spine, moving closer to the body. And then again, can you use those abdominal muscles to lift you, open you, and take you to the other side? Let's inhale, open right back up. And now bending each knee. Good. So just sit for a moment. Maybe hands to the ankles. Open the chest. And then we're going to come up to standing in a way that works for you. So I want to push my weight into my feet and stand. That might not be your way. So get where you need to go. And then I'm going to slide my blanket out of the way and bring my chair here to the short edge of my mat. So once I put my chair there, I'm going to move to the opposite side of my mat. So we're almost going to use the chair tonight like a yoga block. So first thing I'll do is just take a second to rock my weight, slow dance with my feet. So my chair is on one side of my mat. I'm on the other side of my mat. Oh, here comes Bridget. And so while I'm here, I'm kind of slow dancing my weight side to side. And this is just waking up balance, kind of putting some energy in my legs after all that sitting. Good. And then, so let's shift your weight onto the left leg, pick up the right leg, and just hold it lifted for a few breaths. Good, and now I'm going to extend that leg out so it moves to the middle of my mat. And from here, I'm going to turn my back toes just ever so slightly out. I'm going to bend and straighten my right knee. Good, so just be light here with your limbs. You could put your hands on your tailbone. Imagine the tailbone staying steady as you bend and straighten. Good. And then I'm going to pause with that knee bent, sweep my two arms up, big stretch, exhale down, arms stretching up, letting my abdominals really stretch, and right back down. Last time, big stretch up. And then from here, I'm going to slowly reach my hands towards my chair and right back up, maybe about 3 or 4 times here. Focus on keeping your weight even in your 2 feet as you lift and lower. So if you're not using a chair, you're just maybe coming halfway down. Good. All right, so now place your hands on your chair and you can do another little cat-cow standing. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. Oh, feels good on my back. Inhale up. Exhale, round. Inhale, look up now. So hold this lengthening in your back. And if you like, you can now also lengthen your right knee. Good. So again, give that a few breaths. Reach your right arm behind you. Good. Length through the tricep. Good. Bring that hand right back up. Reach through the left arm. Comes right back beside you. Reach through both arms. Good. And then exhale, return to standing. Let's let your left leg, that right foot, come right back next to your left. Let me adjust this slightly so you can see my head a little better. And then we're going to do that same thing. I want you to just slow dance with yourself. Shift your weight from the right to the left. And you can keep the knees nice and soft, your hips nice and even. So this is a really gentle way to just practice balancing. Good. So now I want you to pause with your weight on your right leg. Pick up the left leg. Hold it for a few breaths. Very nice. Now exhale, step weight into your left leg. You can walk it out a little bit and maybe turn your right toes out. Your back toes turn slightly out. Exhale, bend the arms. If it feels nice to bring them overhead, do just that. So the arms will come up as the knee bends. Try to coordinate the lift of the arms with the lengthening of the knee. With the bend of the knee, what am I saying? Inhale and exhale. Good. And then from here, I want to hold a bend in your front knee. And then we're going to exhale. Let the spine now extend forward. Lightly tap the chair. And exhale, come right back up. So we'll extend. Again, try to feel where your weight is in your left foot. Try to place the weight in the ball of the foot and the heel. And keep the inner part of the ankle lifted up. Good. And then let's hold your hands here on the chair for just a moment. Good. So once you feel like your hands are anchored, try bending and straightening your left knee just a few times. Good. Now holding that knee bent, let's arch the spine back and up just a few times. Good. We'll try that again. And then exhale, hold your head lifted. Take one arm back. It's my right arm. Exhale, take my hand back, and then the opposite arm reaches out. And now perhaps two arms. And then we'll exhale, come up. Instead of stepping back this time, step forward. So if you've got a chair, I want you to come and let the forearms now rest on the chair. And that also, your forearms might come down and the top of your head. So a couch would work for this too. We're just gonna stand here for a minute. So feel free to explore your space and get the thing that you need that will allow you to have this leg a very relaxing forward bend. Once you get there, once you get situated, give yourself a good 5 to 10 breaths. And then you can exhale and just bring yourself back up to standing. Good. So if you're close to your chair, whatever your surface is, try stepping one foot on it. Good. So I've got my left leg here. If this balance is immediately kind of throws you off and it feels weird, practice here a few times, stepping one foot up and then the other, right? Just getting your body used to that. Good. So I'm going to pause now with my left foot up and then slowly let my hands come back to my chair and then let my spine lengthen out over my leg as this knee extends. And maybe I'll put my hands a little further down, deepening my hamstring stretch, getting a little more work on balance also. Good, and then from here I'm going to just push my weight into the chair for a moment and let my hips come slightly forward. Put my hands on my low back, let my chest move up towards the sky and get a little back bend. Good. Exhale. Let's bring that foot right back down. Good, and now once again, just tap your weight, one foot and then the other into your chair. Good. Into your sofa, whatever you're using. So now I'm going to let my right leg come to rest on the chair. And then once again, I'm going to slowly, slowly, slowly bring my hands to that sturdy surface. From here, you can walk that foot out a little bit. Let your spine come out long over the leg. And maybe even walk your hands a little further out. Everybody in this pose, in this position, can soften your two knees, bend them for a moment, and then lengthen them and feel your quadricep muscle supporting your knee joints, right? So that we're not in hyperextension, but instead we're in a full extension of the knees, if your body is into that. Good, and then from here, let's exhale, look up for just a moment, bring your hands to your hips, and then let your foot, full flat foot, come rest on your chair, and the hips can travel forward, the head can travel back. I've got my hands supporting me on my low back, getting a little hip stretch. Good. Exhale, release. And now I'm going to see about, so again, these are always little moments to work on your balance. Pick up the foot, set it down. And do one more forward bend. And then, well, maybe we're going to do 2 or 3 more forward bends. So this time, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pigeon toe my feet. Turn them in, let my big toes reach towards each other. And then I'm going to exhale and once again, let my head just come down. So I'm in a restorative, passive little stretch. You could let your head rest on your chair or your couch or wherever, your countertop. Now that we're at home all the time, we have to be creative in our spaces. We have to see the potential of yoga anywhere, everywhere. Give this one more good big breath. And then we'll exhale, bring ourselves up. Good, so you're gonna keep this pigeon toe, but you're gonna turn, you're gonna walk your feet wide. Good, and I just want you to check in with your pelvis, make sure the tailbone goes down, your belly button pulls in. Now you can stretch, reach your arms out, And exhale, come right back down to this chair. So I've been working with recently in a in a wide leg forward bend, taking opposite hand to thigh and reaching my arms back. I like this very much. And reverse that. So opposite hand to thigh and a big stretch. Good. So now inhale, looking up. You can walk your feet in. So imagine here for a moment, your thighs reaching back opposite your chair. And then exhale, do chair pose to your chair. Hello, chair. And bring yourself right up. Okay, so I'm now going to take my blankets to the center of my mat and make sure that chair is at the back edge. Let me do a little time check because I know I'm having fun, and that means I'm losing track of time. Make sure if you've got your extra cushion or pillow, have that handy because we can definitely use it. So now I'd like us to work on putting our feet up. Does that happen enough? Do people tell you to put your feet up enough? All right. So right here, just on your chair, with your feet up on your chair, if this feels good, I want you to lightly just move one thigh in your hip socket. So feel the rest of you's nice and relaxed. And you're just gently letting that leg move out and in, out and in, kind of wiggling lightly as though someone were massaging your leg. Good. Now let's try that same little bit of movement with the left. Just loosening up that joint after all that standing work. Good. Let the arms come overhead for a moment. Let your right leg come up in the air. And let's point and flex the foot. And circle the ankle. And circle it the other way. Good. And then I want you to bend the knee so the heel comes to your bench. And then exhale, lift it right back up. So again, feel how your quadricep muscle engaging, flexing your hip here allows you to stretch your hamstring. Take that a couple more times. And then let's exhale and lightly circle this leg in the hip socket. And then allow it to circle the other way. Good. And then we're going to fold at your knee. Let the knee come to your opposite leg and just lightly once again rock the hips just a little bit. You can now allow the knee to move away from the opposite leg. So you've externally rotated here in the hip socket, and then the hands can come to the thigh of the opposite leg. And just exhale, rock once again. Lightly, lightly exploring a little stretch in your right hip. The gluteals, the external rotators, all that jazz. Okay, so let's set the legs back down. Good, and let the knees come together and rock the back just a little bit. Lado y lado, side to side. Good, and then from here, you'll lift your left leg up. Go ahead, take a moment to point and flex the foot. And then also circle the ankle. And then circle it in the opposite direction. And then you're going to exhale, let the heel come down to your chair and then extend up towards the sky. So down to the chair and up and down, feeling the quadricep doing the work here. Good. And then let's hold the leg lifted. And then lightly circle the leg in the hip socket. And then circle it in the opposite direction. Good. And then from here, just gonna fold at the knee, let the ankle come to the thigh, and then rocking your hips side to side. Good. And then let's exhale. Bring the knees here over your chest. Let the hands stretch behind the thigh. And once again, you can lightly rock your back. Good. From here, let's place both feet back down on the chair. So another little lovely little foot stretch is if you kind of curl the toes up on the chair and then reach your heels back and then underneath. So it's just nice for the ankles. Thinking about John and all that glacier hiking. Anybody who's going to go on a glacier, you really got to make sure you stretch and work your feet quite a bit. Keep you spry for all those adventures in life. All right, I'm going opposite heel. Good. And so now I'm going to place both my heels up on the chair and then let my toes reach forward and back. Good. So now hold your weight equal in your two. Let me say this. I'm going to slide my thighs a little bit further out. Let my calves come and rest on the chair. And then I'm going to practice lifting my pelvis. I'll go 5 or 10 times off of the floor. And this is a great, this approach to bridge is really nice for your hamstrings. Good, so you might find with each attempt, you can get a little bit more height as your pelvis comes up. The other thing I want you to feel is that the inner thighs, and you can even put your hands here, squeeze towards one another so they pull in, and that's going to allow your kneecaps to stay parallel as you lift. It's better lift for the pelvis this way. Good, so you can stay with this version, or if you want to try lifting a few times with one leg, setting that down, lifting with the other leg. Your range of motion might be smaller. Maybe you'd rather alternate a few times. Good, so you can just take this down and up. Good. And then let's pause. And let the soles of the feet come together. And bring your hands down to your low belly. And I want you to inhale for a count of 5, and then exhale for a count of 5. Try this a few times on your own. Allow the breath to move out your nose, in and out of your nose. Let's leave your left hand resting on your abdomen. And then with your right index finger, you can block the right nostril. And we're going to take 5 breaths in and out of your left nostril. And while you do this, I want you again to count up to 5 and then back down. So try that just in your own time. Inhaling for 5, exhaling for 5. Release your right hand, let it come down to your abdomen. And then we'll try that same practice on the opposite side. The left index finger blocking the nostril. And then inhaling for 5, exhaling for 5, 5 times. Let your 2 hands come rest at your sides. Close your eyes. Let's take a few more full deep breaths through both nostrils together. Take one big full inhale. Hold that inhale for a few seconds. And exhale completely, let it go. Take another big full inhale, hold. Exhale completely, letting it go. Last time. And then when you feel ready, just begin to lightly wiggle your fingers, your toes. And you can circle the ankles and the wrists. You can hug your knees over your chest and lightly rock your back once again, side to side, front to back. Reaching one arm overhead, roll onto that side. Give yourself a breath or two here. And then use the strength in your arms. We'll press up to a seated position. Very nice. We'll bring our palms together before the heart. Bow the head and close the eyes. Your practice is a gift, everyone. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Namaste.
Namaste. Gracias.
Stay. Thank you, Liz.
Namaste,
Yes.
Allison.